Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is the final layout with this collection. I had so much fun using this collection. This is the first time I've used the minty papers, but I'm definitely going to have to get another collection from them another time because I just had so much fun with this one. This is where I'm trying to get as much scraps, as much ephemera used up as possible because this is the end. So you can see I took that floral strip from the last layout. That's going to be a long layer that runs down the side of the page. I have 3 4x6s here, which usually when I get to the final page, I like to have one photo so I can just use all of the scraps to do a lot of layers. But I really wanted to use this collection for this layout with this really cool Coca-Cola wall that's in downtown Ackworth. I just think the vintage style of the mural just goes really well with this collection, and it's in the wedding photos. So that was a bit of a challenge trying to use the rest of what I had with so many photos. But I'm just going to layer the horizontal ones together and have that vertical photo to the left, and I'm just kind of mirroring those angles and those corners with all of these layers. So I have the long floral one. I'm using a scrap of the wood grain as another vertical one. I have a scrap of this blue text print from the collection that's going to be a horizontal layer. And I'm just trying to create the base so I can figure out where my clusters are going to go because I definitely want to try to use as much of the ephemera that's left as possible. So definitely getting a frame used up. I love these white rectangular frames. I have a floral cluster and a couple invitations in my ephemera, so I'm thinking I'll include a little invitation in all 3 clusters and kind of create a visual triangle with those. So I have a little pink one at the top there. And before I start gluing down my ephemera, I want to get some of these layers glued down. So I'm liking how it's looking so far. I'm trying to give myself the freedom to move things around, but still glue things when I know that that's where I like them, so there's not a bunch of shifting parts. So I like where this is looking, so I'm going to go ahead and get this portion stuck down. I'm thinking I'll also have a cluster over the vertical photo just because there's going to be an opening there. And then with having these 2 clusters towards the top, I thought my third one would look the best in the lower right hand corner just so it creates that visual triangle with the photos in between. So that's the design plan. I also have this extra strip of blue I'm going to tuck into the right hand side just to add an extra layer over there. The blue layer is mostly on the left, so I wanted to include a couple blue strips on the right so that color was balanced. So I'm just taking a moment to get all of that stuff glued down. I have another oval frame I do not end up using. I think there are only 2. There was like only 1 frame and 1 cut apart that was left over after this, I think. But you'll know for sure tomorrow when I do the layout share because I'll show you everything that's left over. But I think I did a decent job trying to get what was left used up. So I'm also trying to remember to ink things as I go. I'm not gutting the background. This is the final page this month, so I'm done being frugal. I'm trying to use all the things. So I'm proud of myself that I remembered to ink before I glued all of this down. I forgot until I already had all of that secure, but inked it before I did this part at least. So I'm going to glue down all my layers so they're secure. I like where they're sitting, and then it's just playing with my clusters pretty much. I do end up adding, I have a little strip of the pink wood peeled paint door. I do end up using that as a long horizontal layer along the bottom just to add some pink down there. I didn't like how the photo, the blue layer wasn't big enough to fully mat the photo. So the photo hangs off the bottom corner of those layers. So I think having this pink one I'm trimming now being a longer horizontal layer at the bottom, it kind of fills in that gap that was bothering me. So I'm going to get that stuck down. But after that, I think all the paper layers are done. So I'm going to ink this as well before I stick it down. I also like having some pink down here because the pink is really just in this floral that runs down the right side of the page. And then you have this brown wood grain and then the blue text. So it makes my eye happy adding another pink layer over there because I think it needed it. And now I'm just going to add another piece on the other side so it looks like it's a long strip. because I didn't have enough to run the full length. I'm gonna get that stuck down, and then we're back to working with layers. You can see I already have, you can see 2 envelopes to the side there. There's the blue one that's on that cut apart piece, and then there's the larger pink one at the top that I had pre-fussy cut, hoping I would get used up. So I'm thinking this larger one will go in this cluster up here. I'm going to layer the little cowgirl hat. I like that. And then I'm trying to look at what other things I want to layer up in the first cluster, because I definitely wanted something else to have some dimension. So you can see I'm popping this flower up on some dimension for that first cluster, and then the little cowgirl hat I'm going to pop up on some foam in the second cluster. So I really like how that looks. And now I'm trying to remember if I add anything else to that cluster. There's a couple feathers over there to the left. I think I only have 2 feathers left. And one of those feathers I definitely tuck into this cluster behind the cowgirl hat. I really like the kind of shape it adds. So you'll see, I'm thinking where I want to put them, and I think I do one in pretty much where I put them. I put one tucking into the frame of the first cluster, and then one tucking into the hat of the second cluster. And I like that extra bit. It's mainly because I'm trying to get stuff used up, but it helps fill in the clusters a little more. So I'm getting some double-sided tape on those and adding those in, and I like how that looks. So I'm going to commit and get all of this stuff stuck down. And then I think I'll pretty much just have my final cluster. But you'll see there's not a lot on to the left there to use. So I end up having to fussy cut that blue envelope out of that pocket card, because that ends up being what I want to use down there. But I like that because it keeps the envelope motif. It adds some more floral down there. And then I still need to add some gold. So I'm planning on there being pops of gold in all 3 of these clusters too. So I still have my little DIY shop word stickers, and I will pull those in, as well as using my gold Heidi Swapp Color Shine. So that's the plan. I'm just going to take a moment to fussy cut this real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, and it's magically done. So now I'm going to ink that as well, and then I will glue that down. And then I pretty much just have my gold things that I need to add. So inking this really quick. I'm not going to put this up on some foam, but when I go to add the gold word stickers, I will pop the word stickers up on some foam. That way there's still some dimension in each cluster as well. I really like how this frames these photos. I didn't really care to have our picture taken in front of this wall, but the photographer we used, they were wonderful. And they gave us a really good deal in order to kind of give some of their younger photographers or some like portfolio building opportunities. And they really wanted this photo for their portfolio. So we obliged them. I think it's a really cool photo. I kind of forget about this wall because I grew up in Ackworth and I grew up with these old Coca-Cola murals. Atlanta is the worldwide home of Coca-Cola. So we do have these kind of old Coke murals around Georgia. And I kind of forget about some of these that we have in our hometown, which is Ackworth. So I think it's kind of cool that we have it done. I'm really glad that Marcus and I had photos taken in downtown Ackworth because it is where we both grew up. So I figured I might as well document it. I don't know if it's in any of the other photos, wedding photos, but I definitely wanted a page dedicated to these Coca-Cola picture kind of photos that they took for us. But that's kind of the story of the random Coca-Cola mural in the wedding pictures. Just if anyone was curious, our wedding was not sponsored by Coca-Cola, unfortunately. But they do make an appearance here. So I am adding some word stickers. I'm doing happy in the first cluster, I heart you in the second, and just love and today is the best in the bottom. So the happy does not have dimension. The I heart you is overlapping the hat, which is popped up on some foam. So I will put a little bit of foam on the end of that just so it all lays flat. And then, like I said, the envelope on the bottom is not dimensional. So the 2 word stickers I am using will have foam. And I think that adds some fun dimension too. But other than this, I'm going to do some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine just to bring in a little gold sparkle around the page. And that's it. So I had so much fun this month. I'm excited for next month. I already got my kit, I already filmed my kit share. So I have my layout share tomorrow and my kit share the day after that for next month. So I will see you guys then. But I thought this was a good final page this month. So I was happy I got as much used up as I did. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.